Hi, guys. Welcome to Parawomenradio. I'm Amy. This week, while casually immersing myself in my exploration of Gypsy Rose Blanchard, my interest quickly turned to disgust. I was absolutely flabbergasted to learn that she won't be gracing beauty school with her presence this year due to a lack of a grant. A grant? A grant? Seriously? What on earth does Gypsy Rose Blanchard need with a grant? Aren't grants meant for those who can't afford their education? I was beyond outraged. But then it hit me. Isn't this just classic Gypsy Rose grifter behavior? First it was extravagant trips, then a fancy house, cars, costumes, baby showers, makeup, ultrasounds, and the list goes on. Tonight, we're diving into the Gypsy Rose Blanchard schemes. And let me tell you, my friends, my gloves are off. I'm going to roll some credits while we wait for the rest of the GRB crew to roll in. Shout out to my dragonflies and to my replay crew. Special shout out to our new moderator, Brittany. Welcome to the Parawomenradio family, my friend.
Cavalier's drumming his old guitar again. Words rolling out into our fire. If heaven had wings, I would steal them and fly away with you for a while. Hearing the essence of gratitude, your dreamy little smile on my lips. I miss my cue, but baby, I had you. Miss my cue, but I had you for that day. Here in the falling deep into you.
Here in the blue, I am so happy to be back with you tonight. So as I said, tonight we're going to be talking about Gypsy Rose and her grifting ways. I'm really fired up about it, so there might be a little swearing tonight, guys. I apologize in advance, but when I get mad, I swear. It's just the way it is. I will do my best to limit it, though. But once the swear words start flying, it's hard to, And this is what gets me fired up about Gypsy Rose is her stealing and grifting from the less fortunate. I can't even fathom a world that Gypsy Rose lives in that it's okay to be Gypsy Rose. Did she really think we were going to be okay with her saying, "Oh, I'm not going to school because they won't give me a grant this year"? A grant, girl. You grants are for people that need money. You don't need it. It just never stops. It never stops with this woman. Okay, so before we get started, if we could just start that algorithm dance party that I like to do, just start warming up your fingers and dancing them right up to the hearts and thumbs up button. Helps us go out into the algorithm, party out there, bring more people back to the party. It's just a free way to help me out, and it's really, really appreciated. So we're going to start out with talking about this video that got me fired up. I have been meeting a lot of people over on TikTok recently, and Justice Junction is one of those people, and she put out this video, and let's take a look at it. The way we do things here is we will show things, but I will put everything that we watch during this live down in the YouTube show notes. I'll speed it up. I'll slow it down. I'll talk over it. But for fair play use, we do cite our sources and the YouTube show notes. So if you want to know them, you can check them out there. I've been becoming closer to Justice Junction this week. It's been really nice. There's been actually a few YouTube TikTok creators that I have been talking to quite a bit. Dysfunctional Cutie, Brittany, who is a TikTok, our new moderator, Brittany. She's over on TikTok, and there's quite a few people, and I've had them over on our channel. I really hope that TikTok doesn't get banned for their sake, because there's so many people out there that are depending on that money. So I really hope that there's a cease to this ban for them.
So Gypsy called yesterday and she had some pretty bad news, and she wanted me to share with you guys that because we already shared that she was going to be starting college, the college got a hold of her and to let her know that she wouldn't be starting college this semester. There wasn't enough grant money for.
Also, I want to point out that lately there have been more and more pro Gypsy supporters posting on my content. It's like not like a flood of them. Like usually I don't get anybody that says anything positive about Gypsy Rose, but here and there, more of them are like creeping in. I don't know if it's Gypsy Rose herself, because you know she likes to do that. She takes on aliases. But has anyone else noticed that? Has there been an upsurge in support for Gypsy Rose, or is she just, doing more BS?
For her to go, and they were only taking people that were already enrolled. So she won't get to go, but they're hoping she gets to start in the spring. So let's wish her good luck on that. And if you haven't already, I have a Gypsy Rose support group on Facebook. You're welcome to join. We have close to 4,000 members. So make sure that you answer all the questions, and hope to see you in there. Bye.
Because, I had an ex. I hadn't been able to talk to you too much lately, but I know that you talked about wanting to go to cosmetology school. Did you decide whether you think you're going to do that?
I want to. I'm looking at a couple of places. It'll be after parole, though.
Yeah.
Because, obviously there's no schools and cutoff.
Right.
So after I'm off parole, I'm going to go tour a couple of the schools and see which one I want to do.
Why does it have to be after she's off parole? She can't move to wherever her school is? Does she have, I know she has to live where she's living, and if she moves, she has to get permission, but you can't get permission to move to go to school? It seems like that would be something that parole would want her to do, but she doesn't want to do that because she's not going to get a grant this year. She's waiting for that money, waiting for that sweet money to pay her way. She's used to that.
Yeah.
But I think this is going to be good for you, though. I'm excited for you all.
I go through my whole life being the girl that murdered her mother. Since my incarceration, I have been keeping a secret. I am engaged.
Her story,
Okay. So let's keep moving on. I wanted to actually take a quick look at that impromptu live that she did, and where she talks about cosmetology, parole, TikTok, and friendships.
Okay. And when's the series start? When's the season start? It's in March?
March 10th.
March 10th.
Mm-hmm.
So exciting. Are you excited? It's going to be, are y'all done filming?
Not yet.
Not yet. Almost, though.
Almost.
It's going to be. Oh, that's going to be exciting. And then what you're going to do? I know you said, this is what I wanted to ask you. Because, I had an ex. I hadn't been able to talk to you too much lately, but I know that you talked about wanting to go to cosmetology school.
While I'm sitting here, I am reading some of these texts or these messages over here, and Squiggle says, Bree is encouraging to build skills. I'll give her that. I just wait for the day that Bree gets the sharp end of Gypsy Rose, because it happens to everybody. She turns on everybody, and it'll be so interesting to know what Bree has to say about Gypsy Rose then.
Did you decide whether you think you're going to do that?
I want to. I'm looking at a couple of places. It'll be after parole, though.
Yeah.
Because, obviously there's no schools and cutoff.
Right.
So after I'm off parole, I'm going to go tour a couple of the schools and see which one I want to do.
Yeah, there might be one not too far away from Ken's area.
Yeah, probably. I just have to kind of look into it more.
That's awesome. I'm excited for you to do that. Like, if you decide to, just
I wanted to do it because they had the cosmetology program in Chillicothe, but whenever COVID happened, they had shut everything down because of 6 feet apart and all that stuff, social distancing. So
It's really not a long program,
it's a year.
Yeah, so it's not that long compared to if normal college, for a year.
Right. And there's part-time, there's full-time, and there's part-time.
Yeah.
I'd probably do the part-time considering, Aurora. So
That's exciting.
yeah.
Something that you like. Can something completely different than
I would say she would do the part-time just because she's a lazy slug, not because of Aurora. I mean, jeez, I don't know
where you were heading.
I can't stand Gypsy Rose, and I get so irritated by the way that she takes advantage of others. I can't believe that she's expecting a grant, and that a school is, because I thought grants not. Maybe I'm thinking of a sliding fee scale or something. I don't know. I can't believe that a school would offer Gypsy Rose a grant.
Yeah.
But I think this is going to be good for you, though. I'm excited for y'all. And I'm excited to get off parole. And
girl, I know. I've got 5 more months.
I'm ready for Gypsy Rose to get off of parole, because I think that's when Gypsy Rose is going to do herself in. I think that Gypsy Rose doesn't know this, but parole is what's keeping her in check. Parole is what's saving her butt. Parole is the one that won't do anything to, they're not acting on it. So she thinks that she can get away with this stuff. So when parole goes away, she's going to get a lot less. I think she's going to slip up. I think that's when she's going to slip up.
What are you, 4 months away? 5 months away?
5 months-ish.
5 months? Oh, it's so exciting.
I don't like to count this month, the month that I'm in. So I'm 5 months.
5 months, yeah, that's good enough. And then in April, don't forget a bunch of people that you know from the private lives and stuff, people that you've gotten to know are all coming down here.
Oh, this is gonna be so much fun.
I know. Christy said, I think the show will definitely be on at that time. So she said we can the night that the show comes on, we can watch on the deck.
Have a big watch party.
I know, a big old watch party. Yeah, it'll be so exciting. I know that so many people are so excited to meet you. And some of them got to meet you.
Oh, who is excited to meet Gypsy Rose? I really want to know whose life thinks it's exciting to meet Gypsy Rose, because you really need to find something else in your life if Gypsy Rose is the excitement in your life.
Is Dreamer coming?
I don't know. Y'all, we need to get Dreamer down here.
Sure.
I know Jeanette. I think Jeanette's I need to bring so many boxes of tissue. Jeanette's the crier. She just, every time she just, hold on. Oh, every time she just, anything good that happens, she just cries. She loves you she just thinks of you like her. I don't know how she explains it with the comments off, so she'd probably say it, but she goes hard for you, let me tell you, in them TikTok streets.
Harder than you, Bree? I didn't think anyone went harder than you.
Jeanette, you can get off the TikTok streets now, girl. We done with the streets. Because we are. And it has been so much more peaceful.
Yes. I mean, that's what I want from for you. I know it's been hard.
Gypsy Rose wants something for Bree. She just wants Bree to do her dirty work for her. That's all she wants for Bree.
But I got through it, girl. I got some thick skin over this past year. And don't ever think of it as that, because I'm telling you, Gypsy, I would do it again. I don't regret it at all. I'm glad that I was able to be a voice for you when the world.
She's glad she's making money off of Gypsy Rose. I mean, has anyone ever done anything where they found out how much money Bree makes off of Gypsy Rose? I mean, she goes live every single day for multiple hours. She must be making good money off of Gypsy Rose.
Shut you out. And I know all the people that have been by my side since the beginning, or even newer ones, are glad that they've been able to go to bat for you, because you always couldn't, being on parole makes that hard too. So I don't regret it. I know it's been hard some days, but to be honest, man, I've learned so much this year. I was writing down that the other day, just everything that I gained from this past year. it's been like probably one of the craziest years of my life, and like and in some ways, this like full of like so much hate but so much love at the same time. You know, because I mean, where there's hate, there's usually love, and vice versa. And you just got to take the good with the bad. And I don't regret it at all. I know that I stand on the right side of things. And that's important to me. And I got to see.
Okay, so who wants to predict how long do you think it's going to be that Bree is back on here crying, saying that she was standing on the wrong side? Okay, so that is what got me fired up and led me down this rabbit hole that we are down. So we're going to take a look at the mini Gypsy Rose grifts.
You have to watch this video. It is... Stop. You have to watch this video. It is bonkers, and I guarantee you this is going to be the craziest thing you've seen all day, if not all week.
Shut off.
There are so many layers to this. Watch in its entirety. Here we go. I'm sure you've heard by now that Gypsy Rose Blanchard, convicted
So this is Paris Hilton. This is even Perez Hilton has jumped on the bandwagon, realizes that Gypsy is a grifter, really enjoying some of his coverage of Gypsy Rose, talking about some of her old grifts.
Murderer turned reality TV star is pregnant. She's having a baby with her boyfriend, Ken, not her husband, Ryan. They're still married. She's only been dating Ken a few months. She's only been out of prison 7 months. And after announcing to the world that she's having her first child, she shared her baby registry with the public. She has made millions of dollars, millions off of the schmurder of her mom, and shared the baby registry publicly. What items are on babylist.com? You can still go search the registry. A $530 crib, a $600 stroller. And here's where it starts to get crazier. She's super rich. She posted this public registry. It sold out in over 30 minutes. In less than an hour, it sold out. And then, after her fans bought everything on her registry, she added more items, and that sold out too. However, you can go to babylist.com and buy a gift card for Gypsy Rose.
And we do have the registry here, but I don't... Oops. How did I get here? So here is the Gypsy Blanchard and Ken U registry. You know, Gypsy has a lot of nerve, just a lot of nerve. There are so many women out there having babies. I mean, the other day I was on Facebook and this father posted to the community section and said, I don't have enough money to buy my child formula today. Could anybody help me? That's what people are dealing with out there, Gypsy Rose Blanchard. You who have grifted and earned money off of your mother's schmurder that probably has more money in your bank account than maybe, I don't know, 50 of us put together. You think it's okay to come out to the public and have us buy your shit. And what pisses me off even more is that people will buy it. Who are the crazy people that are doing this for Gypsy Rose? But then who is she to grift off of these poor souls that feel sorry for? It's just a circle. It's a circle that I think is disgusting. And the karma, the sticky, icky karma that is attached to that, I actually find joy in that karma that's attached to it, that's attaching to Gypsy Rose, because I believe in karma. And karma is alive and well, and it is kicking. It started in 2024. It's coming back, and it's just continuing on in 2025. And I want to see it. I want to live to see Gypsy Rose get some karma, bite her right in the ass. So anyway, moving on. So here's some of the baby registry. There's a few of the registries out there. Some people, the fans obviously went and then they made the baby registries, and that's just the nature of the beast. And Gypsy Rose, of course, had to share this about the baby registry because Gypsy likes to pretend like she's the victim in everything.
Because you have a history of grifting and you have more money than so many people that actually do need help. You should have only sent this to your family and friends. This is beyond tacky. Secondly, it's hilarious that people did this, and the fact that you seem upset by it only further proves just how tacky you really are. Why don't you have anyone in your life to be like, that isn't a good idea? Everyone bows to you because they're scared of you. It's disturbing. All that has people being like, what the F, because you.
So Gypsy says, actually, I'd like to clarify that no one bought anything on my registry. Haters were playing a practical joke on me by presenting the purchase button and leaving a harassing message with it. So I can't be for sure if this is true or not, because Gypsy Rose lies about everything. I'm presenting both sides of the situation. Take it what you will. I do believe that Gypsy Rose is grifting and getting free stuff from people. People Magazine even reported on it. Oops, sorry, that's not right. I'm sorry. That's in the wrong order. We're going to talk about the Make-A-Wish thing next. So over on Reddit, they're talking about the baby registry. Gypsy Rose Blanchard's baby register was flooded with trolls. So I do believe that did happen, because we see that there's multiple registries up there. This person says she shouldn't have posted a public one in the first place. Some of those things on her registry were extremely expensive, and there were multiples of high-priced items. Like, she had the expensive strollers on there, and she had multiple strollers on there. I don't know. It was just off-putting to me that she made the registry public and included items that were hundreds of dollars. Girl, we know you're making bank off of social media. The TV shows having TMZ on speed dial, the book you release, etc., etc. You don't need to be asking strangers to purchase items off your registry. Not to mention, this pregnancy announcement at 11 weeks pregnant comes on the tail end of her Lifetime episode where she took a plan B because she wasn't ready to have a baby with her husband, and now she's back with her ex-fiance and got pregnant immediately after leaving her husband. It's a mess. Makes me happy that other people are outraged by her too. This person says, while Gypsy is an adult and responsible for her actions, I think everyone is too eager to judge her for her actions since being released. What do you guys think? Do you think we're too eager to judge her? I don't think so. I think people were eager to give her a chance. I can't tell you how many people that I have spoken to that said, I'm so embarrassed. When she first got out, I felt so bad for her. I was so sorry. I felt so sorry. I'm in that camp. I felt so sorry for her. I believed her. And then she started talking. There's a few out there that like, I never believed her. But most of us are like, I'm so embarrassed. So what do you guys think? Do you think that we're too hard on Gypsy Rose? Listen to JoJo Siwa's song Karma. Yeah. Bree, go scratch. Yeah. If only we could like make that happen. Okay. So then there's the baby registry, right? Well, what about the time that she did the Make-A-Wish where Gypsy Blanchard she was working with the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and there were the rumors that they weren't letting her into Florida, or was it Florida or California? Which Disney? Was she going to Disneyland or Disney World? I don't remember. I think it was the Florida one because she was down with Ken visiting, and there was the rumor that she was denied being allowed into Disney, and Gypsy was like, why would they possibly do that to me? It was my mom who conned them, not moi, not me. And then she tried to pretend like she wanted to do a donation, and she called People Magazine and did this interview, remember? Gypsy Rose Blanchard wants to work with Make-A-Wish after her mom made her look like a sick child to get a wish. Remember that? She took all those wishes from those children that actually needed it. Kind of like the grant money that she's trying to take from women and men that actually need it. Does that make any sense at all? Yeah, I despise her too. And when I get going, I really get going. I don't like her at all. You know what? It's so funny because when she first got out till now, we had seen an increase in children taking, and unaliving their parents' lives. So she's not doing anything any good for anybody. I agree with you. We have seen an increase and we have covered it. The Carly Gibb, and then there's a male that did it to his father and his mother. Yeah, there's a definite increase. So getting back to this, People Magazine, Gypsy Rose Blanchard wants to work with Make-A-Wish after her mom made her look like a sick child to get a wish. Gypsy Rose Blanchard wants to use her past experiences to help others. The Munchausen by proxy 32-year-old woman opened up about why she has an interest in doing advocacy work with the Make-A-Wish Foundation in a Thursday, June 27th Q&A on her YouTube channel, which, of course, has been since removed. I would like to work with the Make-A-Wish Foundation. I feel like after my experience, I honestly felt like I really wanted to give back. It wasn't fair to those kids what my mom did, getting me a wish and pretending to make me look like a sick child so my mother could get us a free trip to Disney. Yet her last free trip to Disney was when she was 23 years old, I believe. She was 24, 23 or 24, wasn't it? Just months before she decided to unalive her mother. 23 is a solid adult. You are solid into your adulthood. Now, I am a person that does believe that she was an abused child, doing these types of things, making your daughter ride in a wheelchair, although she did need the wheelchair. But I believe Dee Dee, when she found, Dee Dee had an illness herself. When she found that she got attention for having a sick child, she played it up, shaved her child's head. But it was never unalive your mother worthy. But if Dee Dee were alive to this day, I believe that Dee Dee needed to go to prison too, for all her cons. But after a while, being an ex-social worker, there were so many, working in the foster care system, I worked with families where they were being abused, and it's a perpetuating thing where you're abused and then eventually you become the abuser. But you have to, most people that are doing abusing have been abused in their life. But if we just gave a pass to everybody that was abused, I've been abused, does that mean I can go out and unalive people? No. Nope. I would expect my ass to be in jail or prison if I unalive somebody. So when Blanchard was a child, her mother, Claudine Dee Dee Blanchard, made her undergo years, and this is Gypsy's narrative. She didn't make her undergo years of unnecessary medical procedures. Dee Dee was getting Gypsy help. She was stretching the truth. She was probably doing things. Well, she was telling people her child had diseases that she didn't have, but in her video, Blanchard recalled taking a trip to Disney at age 10, not knowing that her mother was taking advantage of the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Like at the age of 10, yeah, I believe Gypsy probably didn't know what was going on. But I believe when she took the trips at the age of 16, 17, how many Make-A-Wish trips did she get? Do you know, Laura Lynn? Do you know how many or does anyone know how many trips to Disney she actually took? I heard it was 4, but I don't know if that's true. So repeated trips to Disney, repeated Make-A-Wish, repeated Make-A-Wish from children that were actually sick. In her video, it breaks my heart to know that, she said, so I personally have made a donation to Make-A-Wish because I feel like there is nothing that I can ever say, which is true. There's nothing you can ever say. And what you should have done is just quietly made the donation and moved on with your life. But no, she had to call People Magazine, who paid her for this article, to tell them that she made a donation. Yeah. It breaks my heart, Gypsy. It breaks my heart being an ex-social worker and helping the less fortunate. It breaks my heart, the grifting that you do. And it breaks millions of other hearts out there. It's disgusting. I hope you hear this. It's disgusting. Blanchard said that the foundation and projects related to prison reform are at the root of her heart. She's had so many root of her heart. She's had so many. First it was prison reform, then it was social justice, what advocacy, now what? She wants to be a hairdresser. She's not going to do that because she can't get a grant. In order to successfully go into advocacy work, Blanchard is looking into taking psychology courses to get the background knowledge to help others. So Gypsy Rose has that. Let's take a look at a video that Diva Spill did on Gypsy Rose Disney trip. Goes horribly wrong after parole drama.
Jumped out of the wheelchair because, to be honest, I was afraid what my mother might do. And I didn't think that I had anyone to trust.
Grab your popcorn, because this story might just make you rethink everything you thought you knew about Gypsy Rose Blanchard. The infamous figure at the heart of one of the most twisted true crime cases in recent memory is back in the spotlight. This time, it's not because
I would, you know what? I don't take joy in reading people the riot act. In fact, it makes me rather uncomfortable to do it. But I feel like I would have to. I feel like if given the opportunity, if I saw her in person, I would get my shame bell out. I've said it over and over again. Cersei from Game of Thrones, and I would just say, shame, shame, ring, 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 shame, ring, 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 ring. She needs to be shamed. But I don't think Gypsy can be shamed. I don't think she has shame. I think it's really something psychological where she can't feel these things because she just keeps going, doesn't she?
a court hearing or a heartfelt apology. It's because she was spotted living it up at Disney World. Yes, that Disney World, the land of magic, dreams, and apparently controversy. Now, here's why everyone is talking about this so-called magical trip. Disney World wasn't just a random vacation destination for Gypsy. Oh no.
She absolutely was. She was either 23 or 24 years old on the last Make-A-Wish trip.
It's a place that holds a dark history tied to her mother's web of deceit.
That's a full-ass adult. And she was a 23, 24-year-old pretending to be a disabled person, knowing full well what she was doing. She was in on the grip. She was pretending. She knew what was up, and she's disgusting.
Let's rewind for a second.
Sorry.
Back when Gypsy was living under the oppressive...
I just keep calling her disgusting because I can't really even think of a better word for it. I'm just so sickened by it. It just, I'm pissed off.
Thumb of Dee Dee Blanchard, Disney was more than a fun getaway. It was a trophy of fraud. Dee Dee scammed her way into Disney trips, using Gypsy's fake terminal illness to milk the kindness of strangers and organizations.
Disney World cast members, who are mainly employees of the park, that have spotted Gypsy Rose, and Lifetime TV was wanting to film this, but
so the fact that Gypsy is now parading through those same gates, acting like it's no big deal, that's a level of audacity you don't see every day.
Let's see. Gypsy, even as a child, was in on the grifting. I believe Dee Dee bribed Gyps to stay in wheelchair in public by telling her she would get Disney. Yeah, I believe that too. Plus, they wouldn't be homeless. I totally believe that. And I believe Gypsy knew that if she would just stand up, people would believe her. I don't believe that nobody. I believe Gypsy at the end. Gypsy was running that bus. Gypsy was driving that show. Gypsy had taken over the grift. Gypsy was controlling it. I believe that in the end, Dee Dee was very sick. Very sick.
But wait, it gets juicier. Eyewitnesses, including Disney cast members, claim they spotted Gypsy with, drumroll please, Staff from Lifetime. Yes, the network that has turned Gypsy's tragic life story into a cash cow. Over the years, Lifetime has turned out content about her, raking in views and profits while Gypsy seemingly embraces the attention. So, naturally, this raises a few questions. Was this trip a personal getaway, or was it part of a Lifetime production? And if it was work, did Gypsy's parole officer sign off on it?
Can't, because then it brings attention to.
What do you guys think about Gypsy's parole officer? I mean, I've worked with parole officers, and some of them really care, and some of them just don't give a F. And then some of them, do you think they're just sick of her and they just want to get her off of their load? If I had Gypsy on my caseload, I'd be like, ugh, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to deal with her. I just don't. What do you guys think? Do you think the parole officer will like throw a party once she's gone?
Who is this person? And Disney will not allow filming unless it's like LeBron James or something like that.
Now let's talk about that parole. Gypsy was released earlier this year after serving just over 8 years for her role in the murder of her mother. 8 years for a crime that left one person dead and another. Her then boyfriend, Nicholas Godejohns, serving life in prison. Meanwhile, Gypsy is out here planning Disney vacations like she's a free spirit. If you're raising an eyebrow right now, you're not alone. Here's the thing. Parole isn't a get-out-of-jail-free card. It's a privilege, and it comes with strings attached. Rules like reporting travel, staying out of trouble, and being transparent about your activities. So when Gypsy is spotted at Disney World, miles away from her residence, it's not just a cute Instagram moment. It's a potential violation. Did she inform her parole officer? Did Lifetime fund this trip? And if they did, does that cross the line into profiting from her criminal past?
Lifetime, who owns 50% of Lifetime?
No.
Disney.
Do they?
Disney Corp owns half. Yeah, they have a half share. They are 50% own 50% of Lifetime.
Okay, so what I heard is like the reason why Lifetime wouldn't even bring it up is only because like Disney World not going to allow that type of filming in their park.
And let's not overlook the optics. Public perception matters, especially when you're trying to convince the world you've changed. But this trip, it screams indulgence, not redemption. Gypsy's actions seem less like the journey of a reformed individual and more like a PR stunt. Instead of showing growth or accountability, she's sending a message. Look at me. I got away with it.
Very strict.
It's their company. It's their one of their broadcast companies. They
I'd be surprised. Lifetime is owned by Disney, you said, or a little bit.
It is.
I know they own
ABC,
right?
Yeah, it does. They own, I believe, a 50% share, which is, of course, huge.
Is Lifetime owned by Disney? I believe Disney is a little bit of the devil. Thank you so much, Laura Lynn, for gifting a Dragonfly membership. The Dragonfly is our membership over on YouTube. I release all my videos early. Well, most of my videos early to the Dragonflies. The merch will be discounted. We do shout outs. Typically I have a Dragonfly of the month. I haven't picked one yet this month. Sorry about that. And it's just a way for me to help you guys out, give you some free content. I've been uploading some things these last few days for my Dragonfly memberships, for the membership content. And it's just a way for you to support me and me to support you back. It's $2.99 a month, and it's really appreciated, any kind of support that you give me. Thank you, Laura Lynn, for continuing to be the best mod and also supporting me. The Supreme Court struck down the Son of Sam. Yeah, the Son of Sam thing I think it was deemed unconstitutional. And there's loopholes that Gypsy Rose obviously has figured out how to get around it. She doing now? She's grifting. She's trying to get a grant for beauty school. And because she can't get the grant, she's not going to go for another semester. She's going to wait till she can get the grant. If you read the fundraising Facebook message from 2015, you can tell, yep, it was Gypsy pretending to be Dee Dee because of all the misspelled words. Dee Dee was college educated. Yeah, I do believe so. I do believe that Gypsy took over the grift at the end there.
Well, because of it's such a how do you call it? A controversial thing to allow a
But here's the part that's really ruffling feathers. Disney is supposed to be a family-friendly haven, a place where kids meet Mickey Mouse and parents create lifelong memories. Now, thanks to Gypsy, it's being dragged into a conversation about crime, exploitation, and possible parole violations. Not exactly the fairy tale Disney is known for, huh?
Further on your premises amongst a family environment that you're trying to promote.
And she stole trips there.
Exactly.
Really, from actual sick kids, like.
So this was a trip undercover.
Like, oh no, we need to do this.
And the psychology here is fascinating. For most people, revisiting a place tied to such a dark chapter in their lives would be triggering, painful.
So you're saying that you have to be no hairdressing license will license her if you have a felony? I didn't know that. That's interesting.
But for Gypsy, this trip looks more like a celebration. There's no reflection, no remorse, just selfies and smiles. Critics are calling it a slap in the face to the justice system and the families of violent crime victims.
Yeah, this was a trip done undercover, so she would be detected because
we're going to take a peek at that next. We're going to look at what she's earning over on YouTube or TikTok off of her members and stuff.
To go there, which is very bizarre because that's where you and your mother went. That's where you and your mom.
Wouldn't that be traumatizing in a way? Like,
you would think so, right?
One parole analyst, Nicole, put it perfectly. Of all the places she could go, why Disney? It feels like she's mocking the very system she once manipulated. And honestly, it's hard to argue with that. This doesn't look like healing. It looks like flaunting. And then there's the public's reaction. Social media is on fire. People are tagging her parole officer, demanding action. How is this allowed? One commenter wrote. She's out here living her best life while her victim is in the grave and her accomplice is rotting in prison. Another asked, is this justice or is it just a masterclass in manipulation?
It does make me feel better that there are all of you out there that are keeping checks on Gypsy Rose. It does make me feel better. And that's why I continue to cover it, to bring knowledge out there so that, I mean, we can only do what we can do, right? We can be outraged by it and we can report on it and we can, complain and make sure that the boards don't let her go through and just, stop her at every turn that we can because it would have been one thing if she had just came out of prison and, put her head down to the ground and just went on about her business. But she can't do that. She can't do that. She's got to take and take and take and take and take and then thinks she deserves to take and take and take and take and take and take. And then when she does give, she still takes and takes and takes and takes and takes and takes.
I was in her situation. Disney World would be a trigger. Anything Disney would be a trigger. It was just forced on her whole life.
And it has to be an absolute.
And let's be real, the public has a point. What kind of precedent does this set? What does it say to other parolees or families who've lost loved ones to violence? It sends a chilling message. If you play your cards right, cry the right tears, and spin the perfect sob story, you too can walk free and even take a Disney vacation. It seems like Gypsy Rose Blanchard is turning her life post-prison into one long PR campaign, and honestly, can you blame the public for raising eyebrows? Gypsy was supposed to use this time to prove she's rehabilitated. Instead, she's out here proving something entirely different, that she's mastered the art of gaming the system. As one panelist on a true crime talk show aptly put it, this isn't growth, this is entitlement. And maybe, just maybe, it's time for someone to remind Gypsy that parole is a privilege, not an all-access pass to live her best life.
Nightmares. Just because she got off easy 8.5 years, don't fool yourself. She is triggered by what she did to her own mom, and it haunts her.
Let's start with her.
I do believe that she is triggered by what she did to her mom. I think because of all the energy she gets sent towards her, I can't even imagine waking up Gypsy Rose with all this energy that gets sent her way. Like, I don't think that the good outweighs the negative. So she must be like one heavy person with just a lot of darkness around her, just like, and then all the dark people that she surrounds herself with. So I would not, for all the money in the world, you couldn't pay me to be Gypsy Rose. And I mean that like, you could give me $30 million and say, you can be Gypsy Rose for $30 million. Nope. No. I'll make my own money. Thank you. And I'll do it in a way where I'm not ashamed of myself. And
memoir, My Time to Stand, which is being marketed as a tell-all tale of survival, redemption, and healing. On the surface, it promises a compelling story of overcoming adversity. But if you've followed Gypsy's saga for even 5 minutes, you'll know this: she has a track record of bending the truth to fit her narrative. The book makes bold claims, such as how she endured years of unnecessary surgeries and abuse at the hands of her mother, D.D. Blanchard. Sure, it sounds heartbreaking, but dig deeper, and cracks in the stories start showing faster than a low-budget Lifetime movie plot.
She's allowed to go because, of course, Lifetime is filming.
But here's the news, and this is what the title was about. Somebody want to read that? Comment up top.
Gypsy Rose is bragging.
Take the surgeries, for example. Gypsy claims Dee Dee forced her into countless unnecessary medical procedures to maintain the illusion of being a terminally ill child. But here's the kicker. Actual medical records reveal a very different story. According to experts, many of these surgeries were legitimate treatments for a real genetic condition, a chromosomal microdeletion disorder that caused documented health issues. Yes, Dee Dee exaggerated her daughter's condition for sympathy and financial gain, but that's a far cry from forcing Gypsy into baseless surgeries. It's a nuanced difference, but a critical one, especially when Gypsy's entire redemption arc hinges on portraying herself as a victim of extreme medical abuse. The truth? It's not as clear-cut as she'd like us to believe.
Right now about having the time of her life at Disney World, Florida. Let's see if she posts the photos. People associated with Disney and MAW have confirmed in the comments that she is. And that was a reply to Natalie Wild's comment.
So what I've heard is that Gypsy was in Disney World. And Disney World is massive because they have different parks, right?
Then there's the matter of accountability, or lack thereof. Gypsy claims in her memoir that she's taken full responsibility for her role in her mother's murder. Yet this is the same woman who once told the Vial Files podcast, "I don't see myself as a murderer." Really? Let's not forget the facts here. Gypsy
She doesn't see herself that way because she didn't commit the act. The act. Gypsy Rose didn't commit the act. Okay, let's keep going. I did see Radiant Britt released a video. She has a few videos that we're going to look at here. She has this first one that she did 4 months ago where she talks about Gypsy Rose feeling entitled to all the free stuff. And then she also has the video where she went, I think she released it a few days ago, where she went and noticed the memberships, the TikTok memberships. We're going to go through that. Radiant Britt is one of my more favorite channels. I do enjoy her content. So let's take a quick look at what she has to say.
Discovered that there's 2 companies that have sent Gypsy Rose stuff. The other one was, the first one was clothing, where they embroidered it with baby Urker, which, as a reminder, we don't even know if this baby is Ken's or Ryan's because paternity has not been done yet, and it will not be done until the baby is born.
So the baby has been sent some free stuff. Gypsy's been sent some free clothing. Didn't they sent her that free baby ultrasound? I'm sure. I would be willing to bet that the paternity test that the company she went through, they probably gave her it free. I know that she's been offered free dental care. Do you think that her doctor offered her anything, any kind of discount? She's just being offered free stuff, but it does turn on the companies that do offer the free stuff because we're not happy about it. And I think that the companies that have given her the free stuff have definitely regretted it.
But here we go. Earlier today, a company called Ergo Baby also sent her product, and she said, "Thank you, Ergo Baby. We can't wait to try out this product with our little one." So both of these companies are sending free product to Gypsy Rose. Do they care that she unalived her mother? No. Do they care that she will get clicks and views because a lot of people absolutely despise her? They do care about that because they are selling a product. So many of these companies, and I've seen this for years on social media, they do not care about the ethics or lack thereof of said influencer. If you are getting clicks, they will send you product so that you can post it on your stories and give them a free ad. I know that this is wishful thinking, but I wish that these brands, instead of sending free stuff to Gypsy Rose, who has the financial means and resources to provide for her own child, I wish that they would. Why are we not avoiding sending product to any influencer that can buy this stuff with their own money and giving it to people that actually could use free clothing, a free bib, a free bottle, a free whatever? But instead, you're putting clicks and views over your own integrity and sending it to Gypsy Rose. Gypsy has a long history of expecting people to give her free stuff. This is the environment that she was raised in. She was given free stuff like free trips to Disney, literally a free house. So it's ingrained in her that because she is Gypsy Rose Blanchard, she is entitled to receive free stuff from no matter.
It is ingrained in her. And even when she was released, the few times that I watched her show, I remember her dad specifically saying, I worry that she is continuing on with her grifting, wanting to get free stuff. Thank you, Laura Lynn, for the Parawomenradio Dragonfly membership. Congratulations to those that are receiving it. I just gifted 5 myself. I see Chris Blair 218, Fine Wine Making Make a Thrin, Mona, Cheryl Sharp, and I think that's it. So you're welcome. Congratulations. The membership is the Dragonfly is the membership program over on YouTube.
Out of the company, organization, nonprofit, it doesn't matter. She is Gypsy Rose, so she expects it to a certain degree. Now, a lot of people are going to, I know especially the brand that was sending her the clothing, they're going and sending negative reviews. I'm not going to encourage y'all to do that unless you have actually purchased products from this brand and you have been unhappy with said products. I don't think that it's fair to just, go off on brands if you've never had any interaction.
I just don't think TikTok is going to get banned. I don't think that ban's going to go through. I don't think Trump wants it to go through, although I don't know. I call myself the guessing psychic. I'm right 50-50. So I don't know. But I really don't think the TikTok, I just can't see it happening because so many people depend on that money for their income. I hope it doesn't happen.
With them, I always say vote with your dollar. If you don't like what a brand is doing or who they are promoting or sending free product to, then vote with your dollar and vote with your following or not following. Let's not bombard businesses with fake reviews if you've never been a customer of said business. I know that might not be a popular opinion, but I think that in all fairness, let's not fabricate negative experiences unless you've actually had a negative experience. Don't buy products from said brand. Don't follow them on social media. Sure, leave a comment and, leave your thoughts. But as far as fabricating a negative interaction with a brand that you've never spent money with, I don't necessarily stand in the lane of let's just go ahead and fabricate negative interactions.
I don't stand in that lane either. But I do stand in the lane of leaving comments where you don't agree with this company and letting them know and maybe even blocking them. I'm a blocker. If I don't want to accidentally go to somebody's page, because when I click on their page, that's drawing traffic, it's drawing the algorithm, it's giving them money. Gypsy Rose is blocked on all the platforms. I don't go to Gypsy Rose's page. I go to other content creators' pages and get my Gypsy Rose content from there because I would rather give my clicks and views to the content creators that I enjoy. And I think these are all things that we need to do for ourselves. We need to decide how we're going to handle it, what we're going to put our foot down, and then just stick with it and do what works best for us. And that's the way I live my life, and but I don't try to harm people just for the heck of it, because I don't find joy out of when people are unhappy. Even when people like Gypsy Rose, I don't feel happy when, well, maybe I do feel happy when she's unhappy when she does this kind of stuff. But overall, I don't like wish like negativity on people. It's not what I do. I do want her to be stopped with this grifting, though. It pisses me off, and I can't put my finger on it if it makes me so angry because of the social work and the families that I worked with, and knowing that there are actual people out there that need help, knowing that I need help, knowing that every month I struggle to pay my bills. And knowing that if I wanted a grant, she could outdo me for a grant. And that enrages me. It just really enrages me. Hey guys, be sure to give this live a thumbs up for me. It helps me go out into the algorithm, dance out there, party out there, bring more people back to the party. It's just a free way to help me out. Tonight, we're coming to you on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. So hi to everybody on those platforms. This is the next video that we have by Radiant Brit, and this is the one where she brings us over to the TikTok channel and tells us that Gypsy Rose actually has 100 memberships. People are paying to be on her TikTok channel.
All right, you guys, so heads up, in the beginning of this video, I had the longest day ever, but I still wanted to post something for y'all. And yeah, consistency is key. I've said it many times on my channel. And what better than to talk about something so random as to products and people that pay Gypsy Rose Blanchard to be part of her fan club. So let's start out with the subscription. So she offers people to pay her $4.99 a month on TikTok to be part of her subscriber program. There's all kinds of promises that she makes to people that are willing to pay this $4.99 a month. And I just find it interesting because from my seat, I don't see her fulfilling these promises that she's giving to people that are paying her this monthly fee. Now, aside from her not fulfilling promises, that I'm not surprised at all that she would promise something and then fall through on it. Hello. I'd like to talk about the people that are willing to pay her this fee, because there are a few people. I don't remember how many paid subscribers she has. It's less than 100 out of her 9.7.
I thought that was very interesting that less than 100 out of 9 million are paying. It just seems to me that shows, it shows the amount of support she has, which is very little. If you only have 100 people out of 9 million that are willing to be your members, that's bad. I think that's bad. That's not like, what percentage is that? That's not even 10%. That's like a point something percent, isn't it? Out of 9 million?
7 million followers on TikTok. She has.
Oh, is she only at 7 million now? I thought she was at 9. Did she lose a bunch when the hacker thing happened?
Less than 100 that are willing to pay her this $4.99 a month. Those people that are willing to pay her this fee, my question for you is why? What is it that you are so much in approval of Gypsy as a internet personality?
Because I mean, I think we're like just over 5. What were we at? Like 5K followers, and I think we've got like 50 subscribers. So, I mean, Gypsy, what are you doing, girl? What are you doing? Well, she doesn't care. She's still getting that. She's getting that $5.90. What is it? $4.99 times 100. So she's still getting her money.
That you are willing to give her your hard-earned money. Those people I would really like to hear from. So if you happen to come across this video and you are one of her paid subscribers,
I only imagine that they just believe her. They think that her mother abused her. Poor thing. She deserves a free shot. I mean, these are the comments, the occasional comments, the Gypsy Rose supporting comments that I get from people. Like, they believe her. And there's nothing you can't talk down crazy. You really can't. You can say what you need to say. And some people, I do get comments like, oh my gosh, I never realized that she was doing all of that. That makes me feel good when I realize that I've gotten through to somebody in that way. But the people that are the diehard supporters like Brie, it's just talking to a wall, and it's just giving them your energy. It's wasteful energy. I don't even argue with people like that anymore. I find out that that's your stance. Okay. Feels bad for you, but why talk to people like that? Why waste your energy on people like that? I don't do it anymore. I don't know if it's because I've gotten old and I just don't, your opinion doesn't have to be my opinion. I don't care if you believe what I believe, and I'm not going to believe what you believe just because you said that I should believe it. So it does blow my mind that people would give their hard-earned money to Gypsy Rose, though. It does blow my mind.
please sound off down below. Why is it that you are willing to give your hard-earned money to such a low-class, even classless individual like her, the little gremlin? Before I get into the items that she has in her TikTok showcase, I want to talk about this video that she reposted. You can see a few of her reposts if you're on TikTok. And one of them is POV, me when the baby stays asleep after the transfer, and you've got this guy like dancing and, in a silly, goofy mood.
We're going to move forward past the transfer because that's just, I've heard this conversation over and over again. And, she's just talking shit out of her ass because she's heard other people talk about the transfer, and she's working really hard at being a mommy influencer. So she's just trying her usual BS. So let's move forward.
At all, in any way, shape, or form. I wouldn't want anybody to even be able to take that and mold it into something that it wasn't meant to be. But it's in her showcase and you can buy it for $30. But as a reminder, anything that you buy through her showcase, she makes.
So she has a showcase. It's kind of like, the Amazon links where if you click on it and you buy through her, she'll get money off of it. So she starts to go over and talk about what Gypsy Rose has in her showcase.
It's money. So I would suggest anything but that, in my opinion. The other thing that she has in her showcase is oregano oil. I didn't know that people take oregano oil. Evidently, it's a thing. I went to WebMD because I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nurse. I have no medical training, but I wanted to know, why do people take oregano oil orally? Some of the health benefits that WebMD mentions are that it's antimicrobial, antiviral, antifungal, it's an antioxidant, it is anti-diabetic, and it's an anti-inflammatory. It's a good source of iron. It can be used for anti-inflammatory, improvement of acne, cholesterol management, digestive health. It can be used to treat yeast infections. It's also used sometimes in colds. Scientists are looking at cancer, like all of this kind of stuff. There are obviously some drawbacks too, like toxicities, skin irritation, pregnancy concerns. That's interesting. Medication interference, surgery risks, whatever. So what do y'all know about oregano oil?
Yeah.
And why do you think she was taking?
I don't know. While she was talking, I just Googled to see if why would she be taking oregano oil? I just quickly Googled is oregano oil good for microdeletion syndrome? And I'm not getting any answer to that. But do you think somebody has told her that it helps with that condition that she has? Does the microdeletion, because Does that cause inflammation? Because I know it makes her muscles weak and hard. That's why she was in the wheelchair. I don't know. I don't know why she's doing oregano oil.
Taking it, or maybe she wasn't taking it and she was just promoting it. Either way, the oregano oil is whatever. I don't really know that much about it, but those were the two things in her showcase that stuck out to me. That coffee cup, I realize that for some people it might not be a big deal, but for me, it really rubbed me the wrong way that I know you're a liar and I know you have the moral compass of a trash bin, trash bag, trash can. But here you are trying to tell people that you're a brand new person and you're just trying to be a mom. And like, you're sitting here going way out of your way to have this kind of product in your TikTok showcase.
Maybe she has it in her product showcase to buy for somebody else. Do you think it's something that, like, sometimes I think like she wanted 2 strollers or she wanted double stuff, and I felt like she might be trying to get it for like her sister or, you know, family members, hey, you know, to make them like her even more or something like that. I don't know why she would be doing that. It's for herpes? Oh goodness. I don't know. I don't know why Gypsy Rose would be wanting that kind of thing. Oregano is rather harsh. It kills yeast in the GI tract, for example. There are multiple uses for it. It's not for beginners. It doesn't seem like she doesn't strike me as a health conscious person either. So it is confusing, but Gypsy Rose is confusing. The things that Gypsy Rose does makes no sense whatsoever. I don't see our new moderator in here. I'm not really sure what's happening, but I do want to share one of her videos that she did. This is Brittany. She is Brittany Noel, and this is a video over on TikTok that she did.
Hey everybody. So I just wanted
exposing the truth with Gypsy Rose and her grifts.
to pop in real fast because we might just have a few more days here on TikTok. And as much as I really want to leave Gypsy Rose in 2024, I do have like one more thing that I really want to touch on. And that is the fact that I believe that Gypsy sees people of faith, Christians, Catholics, people of religion, she sees them as weak. What Gypsy Girl did is she got on a Christian dating website to find a poor sucker that was easily manipulatable and brainwashable to commit her crime. She needed him to at least think he did anyways. I don't think that's exactly how things went down. But again, it's all alleged, my opinion, and for entertainment purposes. I believe that her and her mom probably scammed a lot of churches in their day, people of faith. And I bet you that Gypsy had in her mind, you know, oh, these people are easily scammable. I've manipulated all these people into thinking I'm sick. They've helped me out of the good graces of their heart. I can do the same thing with a guy. And I can use my body to do it. That's what she thought, you know. She was going to find some poor boy, desperate boy. I mean, and it could have been anybody else too. But she happened to come across Nick. And I'm sure she was talking to several other men. I'm sure she was. And I'm sure she brought this up
I
to
do believe that Nick should be in a psychiatric hospital. I don't think he should be out in public either. But Nick doesn't deserve what he got. And Gypsy Rose knew what she was doing with Nick. Definitely knew. Yeah.
to many other men too. But I don't think the police investigated that far into it. But yeah, I do believe that she sees people of religion and faith as weak. So yeah, if you are a person of faith, a person of religion, Watch out for her because she is targeting you too.
She does like to play the religion card. She does. And you see in the house that she lives in that she perpetrates all her dastardly deeds. There's crosses all over those walls. I think she has a definite point here.
The way that she has targeted different groups of people for sympathy is disgusting. Not only has she targeted the disabled community, the physically abused community, the emotionally abused community, the sexually abused community, and now the addict. And now she had a baby, so she, get the sympathy from the moms too. So what I'm gonna say is, I hope the baby's fine. If it truly does exist, I hope that the baby is fine. Um, and I hope that Gypsy truly gets her shit together and starts to see the world for what it truly is. She needs to take off her rose-colored glasses and see what the world truly, truly is. She needs to look in the mirror and look at what she truly is. She still will not take any accountability for her part.
I'm not so sure Gypsy Rose has that ability to look at herself and to really see who and what she is, because she continues. Sorry, I start stuttering when I get mad, and every time I talk about this grant, I get pissed off. But the fact that she thinks she deserves a grant says a lot to me. It says a lot.
She does not associate. She does not identify as a murderer, even though she planned the whole thing for 2 years. So yeah, that's my thoughts on it. She views people of religion as weak, people of faith as weak, and she has targeted several different communities for sympathy. And it's all lies. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. If you can't watch one interview and then the next and realize that she's giving a completely different story, then there's no help out there for you. I mean, like if you can't comprehend, that's not anyone else's problem. But it's about comprehension. It's about thinking outside the box. And a lot of you people do not have the ability to think outside of the box. Okay? Gypsy is not a good person. She's a scumbag. She's a dirtbag. And I cannot wait until she fades into the abyss. But this is the last video that I wanted to make because these are two things that I did not get to address.
And I think they were all excellent points, Brittany. Excellent points. And I agree 100%. Let me see what you guys are saying over in chat. Wait, I missed a lot. What is she trying to get a grant for? She is trying to get a grant for beauty school. She's decided that she will not be going to beauty school until the spring, when she will be given a grant to do so. And they are not giving her a grant to beauty school because they don't have enough grant money this year to give to her. So she's going to wait. If you go to the beginning, I played the whole bit of her talking about it. So if you want to hear it from the horse's mouth, it's at the beginning. Lulu, I've been in a psychiatric facility, have firsthand experience with that. It's not necessarily as it used to be back in the day. It's still as bad, but not that bad. It's gotten a little bit better. I would think that a psychiatric, I know that there are problems in our system, but if Nick is in prison and not getting any help at all, being in a facility, I think would be better for him. But I guess I would have to look into the facility to know if it was truly better for him. But getting some help opposed to no help has got to be better than Nick just being locked up in prison for the rest of his life. It's hard to think about. Nick's trial and Gypsy's plea deal was probably during an election year. It was in 2000. Well, it happened in 2015, so it probably was in 2016. I don't know if that was an election year or not. Unfortunately, some hospitals are horrible. I agree. My mom was in the mental hospital 19 years and it was a scary place to visit. I agree. Help is better than no help. I think prison must be a scary place to be too, especially if you're mentally ill. And I don't know if he's being treated with any medic. I don't know. I need to start looking into Nick a little bit more. We kind of looked at Nick's mom for a while. When I was looking at I went through a phase where I deep dove into Dee Dee, and then we moved over to Nick's mom. I looked at Nick a little bit, but not a whole lot. So he'll probably be next. I don't know. I kind of go in phases, and I also have to take breaks from Gypsy Rose. Like, if you'll notice, I won't talk about her for a week or so because, like, she pisses me off, you guys. She rents space in my mind, and it makes me mad that this woman gets away with it. So I sometimes have to take my step back from Gypsy Rose just for my own sanity because she makes me really mad. Okay, so we're gonna wrap up the night watching this. I thought this was really interesting. This is by a channel, Nathia Walker. You have to hold people accountable or nothing changes.
Under scrutiny for the fact that I am a Christian. I am constantly under scrutiny for the fact that I am a Christian and make the content that I do. But you know who my hero is? Candace Owens. Because somebody has to tell the truth. There was a time in my life that I broke the rules too. And I had absolutely no respect.
Oh, no worries. I love Toddy One Skip, and she was actually on our channel like, I don't know, 6 months ago. Yeah, Toddy's wonderful. And I did see that she did do a deep dive into Gypsy's grifting ways today too. But I haven't gotten a chance to watch it yet.
For the laws that were put into place whatsoever. But because of the law, I was held accountable, where I went to a program and gave the permission to others to hold me accountable as well, because I wanted it. See, without accountability, nobody changes. I've already expressed to you guys why it is important to me. One being the advocacy work that I do, being a victim of domestic violence myself, and the damage that this has
this bestie that Gypsy has seems to have gotten it together, and she sees Gypsy for who she truly is.
Whole situation has the potential to do. So let me ask you this. I'm a survivor of domestic violence. I've been beat.
No worries,
raped,
Laura
all kinds
Lynn.
of things in my life.
If you need to go and snooze it out, thank you for being here. I think our new moderator got it confused. I think she thought we were going live over on TikTok, and we don't go live over on TikToks because we're under 1,000 over on TikTok. And I haven't really tried to build us over there. So we typically do lives on YouTube, Facebook, and then we either do Twitch or Instagram. So I will just have to let her know. But thank you so much for being here, Laura Lynn, and thank you for gifting those memberships. I love you, honey.
Does that mean that if I wrote a book tomorrow, that I'm allowed to lie to you? Add more things in there just because it makes it sound better and more appealing so you'll buy it more? Is that integrity? See, what you don't know about me is I actually care and have compassion, even towards her. I'm actually not a creator that says, stone her. That's not me. But what's right is right and what's fair is fair. If we gave a free pass to every single person that has had traumatic events happen to them and abuse in their life to do whatever they wanted because they're entitled to it. I mean, did you see what happened to them? And that's to say that it was even true. You can't diagnose somebody.
Good night, Vanessa. Thank you for stopping in.
Somebody who is deceased. Then we would have utter chaos in this country. And although I don't believe that Dee Dee had Munchausen by proxy, I do know that she lied and scammed to take care of her daughter. What did she benefit from all these elaborate trips in Disney World other than to see Gypsy happy? It still was a learned behavior for Gypsy. So then let me ask you this. If a little boy watches his dad beat on his mom his whole childhood and then grows up to also abuse women, do we stop and look at the patterns in the cycle and then feel bad for him and give him a free pass? Oh, it's okay.
No.
I mean, look at what his dad
We
did.
recognize what the dad did, but you can't give them a free pass, because then they'll continue to do it. Look what Gypsy Rose is continuing to do. Who knows who she's going to harm next, like physically harm next. Well, as we know, she probably won't do it. She'll get somebody else to do it for her.
Or do we
This is all my opinion for entertainment and educational purposes only, my research. And yeah, I encourage you to go out there and do your own on this.
Hold them accountable and put laws into place for this so that an intervention can take place and they can get the help they need to hopefully break the cycle by either the punishment or classes like Batterer's intervention program. Where were the classes that took place for Gypsy? The punishment, sure, but it's clear by her actions that her behavior is still the same. And every one of you that make excuses for it and this free pass because of her traumatic experiences are actually harming her more than you're helping her. There have to be people in the world that hold people accountable and care enough to do it and are brave enough to do it. Without people like that, the world doesn't change, other people don't change, progress isn't made, and things don't get better. You think that I just hate? I don't hate. But when something is a lie, it is a lie. In the past, I've said Gypsy has a good heart, which means things like she has humanity in her. And that's evident by the fact that she would give cups of coffee away to people. And, you know, if somebody needed something in there, she would share. That's a very human, kind thing to do. But just because one day I'm walking down the street and I see a unhoused person and give them money or help them one day does not justify me lying and grifting and doing awful things the next. See, both can happen. Which wolf is stronger? The one you feed. And I'm sorry, but it's not just Gypsy.
And that's what I say. Two things can be true at one time. A good person can do bad things, and a bad person can do good things. Okay, guys, that's all I have for tonight. I'm not sure what the answer is. I think the only answer I can give to you is just knowledge, and knowledge is power. Just be aware of what she's doing out there. Spread the knowledge. If you like my content, be sure to share it for me. Helps get the word out there. And be sure to give this live a thumbs up. Let me see what you guys are saying over in chat before I head out. Thanks all. You're welcome. Thank you for being here. Ken better never let life insurance and Gypsy benefit. He better not get life insurance, because Gypsy Rose will take him. I don't know. I do worry she views her baby as an object over a human. I worry that too. I mean, she wants us to believe that Ken Urker, who rarely ever posts on his socials, was the one that wanted to post the picture of the baby. Come on now. Come on. Okay, guys, that is absolutely all I have for tonight. I'm going to head out. Thank you for being here with me, you guys. I had a lot of fun. Thank you for letting me get this off my chest. It's been pent up all day. Actually, since yesterday, it's been pent up. If nobody's told you this today, and even if they have, I'm still going to tell you this, because you guys have made a difference in my life. And I love you guys so, so much. And I'll see you next time. Bye, guys. Hi, guys. Welcome to Parawomenradio. I'm Amy.
rolling out into the fire. Never ask why my heart burned blue. Here in the haze where you inspire me. Here in the darkness I hear my cue. Time to find some solitude. Here where my soul bleeds openly. Deep in the heart of sin and you. Here in the blue, I'm falling deep into you. Here in the blue, I'm dancing with you tonight, and it feels fine. Carefully strumming this old guitar again. Words rolling out into our fire.